So welcome, Mirjam, to this video interview. I'm happy to see you here. May I ask you to present yourself shortly?
Sure. So my name is Mirjam Wulff. I am a theologian and research assistant at Humboldt Universität zu Berlin.
And Mirjam, you have won the REFORC Paper Award. Congratulations.
Thank you so
This
much.
is a kind of proof of appreciation of the paper that you gave at our last REFORC conference. And the paper was on the Apocalypsis Nova. Can you tell us what kind of text of this is?
Sure. So the Apocalypsis Nova is a fascinating text. It was written around 1500, so in the early 16th century. It is an apocalypse, so it tells the meeting of the Franciscan friar Amadeus, who was a historic figure, with the Archangel Gabriel, and the Archangel Gabriel reveals to him heavenly knowledge about the reformation of the church, or the church reform that is soon to come. And the text was widely popular especially in the 16th and 17th century. We have Guillaume Postel, who was an intellectual scholar. He writes that everybody in the middle of the 16th century in Rome, all the cardinals read the Apocalypsis Nova. So that is very, very interesting.
Yeah, well, that looks like a great text to research.
Yeah,
absolutely.
absolutely.
Can you tell us a bit about the research that you conducted and the outcome?
Yeah, absolutely. So I have been doing research on apocalypticism for a longer time, and I was really fascinated when I found out about this text and found out about the popularity and the proliferation. And at the same time, there's not that much research that has been done on it, because at some certain point, it really plummeted in popularity, and we only have manuscripts. It has never been fully printed, at least in those times. There's an edition now, but like in the 16th century, we didn't have any editions. And so I was very fascinated about the popularity of this text and what it tells about church reform, or the urge for church reform, just, let's say, 2 decades before 1517, and then to come Reformation. So and what I found really interesting when looking at the contents and the theology of the text is that on the one hand, we do have these, let's say, Reform position that very much remind us of Reformation theology. For example, there's the justification by God's grace that the text very strongly emphasizes. There's also the call for Eucharist with bread and wine, which then in the very early Reformation became a strong marker for Reformation theology. And on the other hand, it's a very Mariological text. It's a very scholastic text. It stems from the Franciscan order. So that does not blend in well with what we would call Reformation theology. So that was very fascinating to me. Yeah.
Yeah, and this is ongoing research, what I understood.
Mm-hmm.
Is there something in it, in the research that you did, from which you say, okay, this is what I wanted to pick up in my further research?
Well, I am always fascinated by, that's why I'm a historian. I'm fascinated by sources that give us the possibility to understand the complexity of discourses 500 years ago, for example. And so I think the Apocalypsis Nova is such a great source for doing research, because this text is not, because we talk so conceptually, we talk a lot about, continuities and breaks and transformations of knowledge, and especially, for example, between Middle Ages and early modern times. But the Apocalypsis Nova gives the possibility to actually see this in a source, and see also the maybe contradictions from our point of view, contradictory parts of it, and the complexity of the discourse that has been, so example, has been there in the Middle Ages, and then reaches far into early modern times on the questions of what is church reform, how can it look like, how much continuity, how many breaks do we or do the protagonists want in it?
Yeah. So it's not only, if I understand you well, it's not only fascinating to work with this text, but it has also enough opportunities to do further research on.
Absolutely. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, well then, Mirjam, I wish you good luck with your ongoing research.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
And
Thanks,
I thank you for this interview.
Thank you so much. I hope to see you soon.